From the streets of LA to the boardroom and beyond, more than a speaker, more than a CEO, Eric Bailey is a movement, and the NLR Group is his platform for change. This isn't just a show, it's a movement. Raw, real, unscripted. The Eric Bailey Show, brought to you by NLR, starts now.
Well, hello and welcome to the Eric Bailey Show. My name is Eric Bailey. I am the CEO of the NLR Group, who actually has sponsored this show. And I just want to say thank you to every single person who has tuned in the last 4 weeks, who has watched us on YouTube, watched us on Facebook and LinkedIn, and has also given us lots of feedback, lots of questions. I want to thank you. And I also want to thank those people who have requested that potentially I add them to the podcast. And yes, we will be doing that. And of course, I definitely want to thank you for taking the time to join us tonight. And tonight we've got it's just a one-on-one show. There's no major interview with anyone. However, I do have a special guest, and I'll bring that person on a little bit later. But tonight is about you. So we're just about finishing the month of August. We're going now into the last quarter of 2025, and the question that I want to ask all of you is, what are you doing to make sure that the last quarter is your best quarter? And I subscribe to you that the one thing that you possibly should do, or you should invest your time in, is making sure that you are taking care and making sure that your short-term memory is under check. What does that mean? What short-term memory means is a life success means letting go of your mistakes, your setbacks, and negativity quickly. Keeping only the lesson, you can stay focused, resilient, and ready for the next opportunity. Champions have a short-term memory. And just for tonight, I want you to be thinking about, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, meaning, yes, I have a short-term memory, which means I don't hold on to negativity. I don't let mistakes, I don't let setbacks, I don't let people's comments or what I read on Facebook or Instagram. I don't let that type of thing stop me from being the best version of myself. Short-term memory means that you are focused, you are locked in. Because when you have short-term memory, the one thing that you do is that you are making sure that the mistakes do not define you. The lessons do. When I was very, very young, not understanding personal development or personal growth, one of the things that I would do constantly is I would feel this weight of the world on my shoulders. And that weight was because I knew that I was adopted, that my parents who had adopted me weren't my blood. They weren't my born tribe. And even though they showed me love and they guaranteed me that they were never going to let me go, and they made sure that the home life was as best as they possibly could be, that they wanted me to be a great person, there was just something about me knowing that my biological parents didn't want me. So because of that, I walked around in negativity mode. I couldn't let it go. And for you who are listening to me, perhaps right now, there are some things in your past, some things that happened yesterday, last week, last month, that you just can't let go. And because you can't let it go, it's restricting you from having some new opportunities coming your way. short-term memory for me back when I was younger should have been to the point where I realized that my current situation may not have been ideal, but yet there's an opportunity that new parents, new people who wanted me, who loved me, who wanted to take me under their wing and provide me with the best, they were going to support me. But I wasn't allowing that. Why? It's because I didn't have the mental capacity to do that. Failure and setback is a part of your growth. When you fall down, when you fail, it's not about what's happening to you, it's what you're going to learn from it. What can you do to bounce back? Champions, and I believe all of you are champions. If you're watching this podcast right now, you are a champion. You know why? Because you are investing time in yourself. And anytime you invest time within yourself, you are trying to elevate your position in life, whether it's in the company, whether it's in your health, whether it's in your relationship, whether it's in the community, in your church, wherever you are putting time to better yourself, that is an investment, which means you are a champion. Champions know how to focus. When you focus, that creates momentum. Success, momentum requires clarity. Resilience inspires others. From a leadership point of view, whether you're the CEO, whether you are a sales manager, whether you're operations manager, whether you're IT manager, whether you're in marketing or sales, or you have a position where people are responding to you, whether you are a leader, having a short-term memory means that when negativity or anything comes your way, you are showing yourself to be above reproach, that you can still have that positive attitude. Remember, short-term memory for life success means letting go of mistakes. And we all have made mistakes. Talking about mistakes, and I said that I did have a guest that I wanted to bring on. This person is perhaps someone who I consider the GOAT. Let me share with you who my guest is.
That's in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed.
If you missed that, missed more than 9,000 shots, lost over 300 games, 26 times been trusted to take the game-winning shot. When the game is on the line and you are the decision maker and you have the ball in your hands, and sometimes you're going to miss the shot. You're going to fail over and over and over again. But that doesn't mean quit. It doesn't mean give up. It doesn't mean that you're not capable. It means that what you have to do is you have to go back to the drawing board and work out what went wrong. Was it mechanics? Was it that email that you sent? Maybe it was some details you left out on that PowerPoint, or maybe you were taking an exam, or maybe you didn't study enough, or maybe you're spending more time on Instagram, on Facebook. Whatever it is, you have to find what that is and change that. So I'm going to give you 3 bounce back moves that you can teach yourself and practice so that you can improve your short-term memory. Number 1 is called the 60-second reset. Have you ever noticed when someone goes to the free throw line, maybe not in basketball, this is basketball terminology, before they take a shot, they take a couple dribbles, take a couple deep breaths, they clear their mind, they clear their mechanics, and then they take the shot. A 60-second reset means when you are having that moment where you're letting the past overload you or crowd you or defeat you, Step away. And for 60 seconds, take some deep breaths. 4 in, 6 out. 4 breaths in, 6 out. And say out loud,
Shots in my career.
the next time I'm going to do this, and this is why. Name what that remedy is. Calm yourself. The next one, we call it the 2-line fix. The 2-line fix is just stating the obvious. What are the facts for what the problem is? In my case, the facts were, 1, my biological parents had reasons why they didn't want to keep me. I can't control that. Number 2, I'm in a new situation, new surrounding with parents who do want me, so I should relish that. What will I do the next time the problem comes up? And that is, number 1, I'm going to do the 60-second reset. And number 2, I'm going to do the 2-line fix. And that becomes a habit. And number 3, we call the 15-minute micro win. 15-minute micro win, which is when you're having that feeling, when you're having that flashback, what you want to do is you want to do one small task that brings joy, that you know is going to be a success. So now you are replacing that negativity, replacing that feeling of failure with doing something that you know you're going to smash. Sometimes in a basketball game, a player might be a 3-point shooter, but he keep missing and missing and missing and missing. And the coach will say, hey, it's okay. Get a layup. Get to the foul line. Do something that you know you have a 95% chance of making. You make that, and now all of a sudden the pressure's off. That's what we have to do. We are adopting a sports analogy into real life thinking and actions. With your short-term memory, if you can improve that, you can improve every aspect of your life. You guys know I'm the CEO of NLR Group, and earlier in the year, we were in acquisition mode of buying another restoration company in another state. And this was my first acquisition. And I didn't know everything that possibly a seasoned person would be, but I've had good people around me. I had our CFO, I had our owners, I had our finance team, and going through the negotiations and going through the process, I got lost. I lost my confidence. I didn't want to make the phone calls. I didn't want to answer the emails. I was afraid of making a mistake. And finally, my owner, Warren, pulled me aside and said, hey, go with your gut. Check out the red flags. Don't get pushed into doing something just because you think it needs to happen. And I started thinking, why am I like this? And I premise it going back to holding on to some decisions I had to make in the past that I was afraid I was going to make the same mistakes with. In the end, we didn't go ahead with the deal because what I found out was that my gut, our gut, what we was learning, what we were telling ourselves the whole time, it came to fruition and we walked away from the deal and it was the best thing for us. Why? Because we understood that collectively, if we let the past hold on to us and stop us from moving forward, we are running away from opportunities. I have a simple exercise that I want to leave all of you with tonight, and that's this. Over the next week, whatever position that you hold, whatever your title, think about some of the things that you need to let go in order to make you better at what you do. Take out a piece of paper. I do it all the time. I use cards, and sometime in the middle of the night, I'll wake up and I'll write down stuff on a card. And on the card are things that I'm dreaming about, I'm thinking about that I can't get to sleep because I'm holding on to stuff. And in the morning, I would get up and I'll go through and I'll go, wow, let that go, let that go, let that go. And before I start my day, I feel free because I'm walking into our building knowing that I've got mental clarity. Short-term memory, if you could control it, it allows you to think freely, act freely, and don't feel like you're shackled. You know, The one thing I love about these Tuesday night podcasts is I just get to be me. No false pretenses, no bells and whistles. I just get to say what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling. And tomorrow morning, I'll pick up on LinkedIn and I'll have comments about people who have repeated what I'm saying, and they'll ask me questions all over the world. And you know what? I'm not doing this for the clicks, and I'm not doing it to have 1 million views, or I'm not doing it to, sell a book or anything like that. I'm doing this because I want to help people break through some barriers that are potentially standing in their way. I have a lot of friends and people who I know are doing network marketing. I do network marketing myself. And I have so many of them always saying to me, wow, but people said this, or the stigma behind this, or whatever. And I say to them, look, it's your life. It's your future. Whether it's shares, whether it's property, whether it's Bitcoin, whatever it is that you want to do for your life, please do not let the world get in the way. Do not let your past get in the way. Forget it. Get it out your system and keep moving. Remember, I want to play this just one more time.
I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed.
Michael Jordan, the GOAT. He failed and failed and failed and failed, and that's why he succeeds. Thank you, everyone. I will see you back here on September the 9th. I'm going to take some time off and just recharge my batteries, get myself ready for the final quarter of the year. Thank you to NLR. Thank you to all my audience who have been following me, leaving me messages. And don't forget the Seventh Sign Tape to Show. The Seventh Sign is making its debut premiere today. Go to the seventh seat.com and you can see the first episode. Thank you very much. My name is Eric Bailey, and I will see you on September the 9th with another show. Peace.
From the streets of LA, you've just been in the room with Eric Bailey, global motivator, change maker, and CEO of the NLR Group. Remember, it's not about where you're started. It's about where you're willing to go. Unscripted, unfiltered, unstoppable.